You start clearing your closet at 55 and suddenly realize you've thrown away half the pieces that actually made you look powerful. And what's left is a sad, empty rail of random clothes that don't work together. This is the dark side of the minimalist wardrobe for men over 50. It's not owning less that's the problem. It's owning less of the right things. Stay with me, because in this video I'll show you the biggest minimalist wardrobe mistakes men over 50 make when downsizing. And more important, exactly what you should keep so your smaller wardrobe still makes you look sharp, modern, and in control. By the end, you'll know how to cut the clutter without cutting your style. You'll understand which pieces quietly do the heavy lifting for a man in his 50s or 60s. And you'll be able to open your closet and feel calm, not defeated. A minimalist wardrobe is not a punishment. It's a tool. Let's rebuild it properly. Essentials, not experiments. The first big mistake men over 50 make with a minimalist wardrobe is confusing minimal with experimental. They throw away their reliable, flattering pieces and keep the odd, trendy ones because they feel different. The result is a small wardrobe that's high on personality but low on usefulness. You end up with a closet that looks interesting on the hanger and terrible in real life. Minimalism should make getting dressed easier, not more stressful. In a true minimalist wardrobe, your core pieces do most of the work. These are the items you can wear on repeat without anyone thinking, "Does he own anything else?" They're simple, clean, and timeless. For a man over 50, that means neutral colors, classic cuts, and pieces that work in many situations. If something only works in one very specific scenario, it probably doesn't belong in a tight, focused wardrobe. The mistake is throwing out those core pieces because you're bored with them. Boredom is not a sign that a garment is wrong. It's often a sign that the item is quietly doing its job. If a piece fits, flatters your body, and works with most of your outfits, you keep it. Even if it doesn't excite you on the hanger. When you downsize, ask yourself one question: can I build 3 strong outfits around this, right now, with what I own? If the answer is yes, that item has earned its place in your minimalist wardrobe. Minimalism is not about drama. It's about reliability. The clothes you keep should be the ones that never let you down. The color trap after 50. Another common mistake with a minimalist wardrobe is going too wild or too flat with color. Some men think, if I'm owning less, each piece has to be bold. Others swing the opposite way and end up with a closet that looks like a grayscale photo. Both extremes age you. The first makes you look like you're trying too hard. The second makes you disappear. In a minimalist wardrobe, color should give you quiet strength. You want a calm, controlled palette that still has life. For most men over 50, that means keeping rich, deep neutrals, navy, charcoal, taupe, olive, chocolate brown. These colors look expensive even when the garment isn't. They also soften lines and work beautifully with gray hair and mature skin. The mistake is throwing out these subtle tones because they don't pop. You keep the bright red, the loud patterns, the odd colors you rarely wear, and you donate the navy, the mid-gray, the soft off-white. Then you wonder why nothing matches and nothing feels right. In a minimalist wardrobe, your neutrals are the backbone. They're the reason your outfits look intentional instead of accidental. When you downsize, protect your best neutrals. Keep the navy piece that works with everything. Keep the charcoal that makes you look lean and composed. Keep the off-white that brightens your face without shouting. Minimalism in your wardrobe is about controlled color, not no color. It's about depth, not noise. Fit changes, style shouldn't. After 50, your body changes. Your waist might be softer, your shoulders might be narrower, your chest might not fill out clothes the way it used to. One of the biggest minimalist wardrobe mistakes is keeping pieces that no longer fit because you're emotionally attached. You tell yourself, "I'll get back into this." Meanwhile, your closet is full, but you have nothing you actually feel confident wearing. A minimalist wardrobe must reflect the body you have today, not the body you had at 35. That doesn't mean giving up. It means dressing smart. When you downsize, you should be ruthless about fit. If something pulls, strains, or needs constant adjustment, it doesn't deserve space in a smaller wardrobe. Every piece you keep should feel effortless when you put it on. The other mistake is overcorrecting. Some men move into oversized, baggy clothes in the name of comfort. They think a minimalist wardrobe means I'll just keep a few loose things I can throw on. Baggy clothes on an older man don't hide age. They highlight it. They make you look tired, heavier, and less put together. When you're curating a minimalist wardrobe, keep the pieces that skim your body, not squeeze it and not drown it. Look for clean lines through the shoulder and chest, and a gentle shape through the waist. If a garment makes you stand taller when you look in the mirror, that's a keeper. If it makes you want to hunch or hide, it goes. Minimalism demands honesty about fit. That honesty is what makes you look powerful. Confusing basic with cheap. A tight, minimalist wardrobe is built on basics. But here's where a lot of men go wrong. They confuse basic with cheap. They think, it's just a simple piece, I'll buy the least expensive version and be done with it. Then they wonder why their outfits never look refined, even though they're following all the rules. A small wardrobe exposes quality. You can't hide weak pieces when you own less. When you cut down your closet, every remaining item gets more wear. That means fabric, construction, and finishing matter more than ever. A basic piece in a cheap fabric will lose its shape, fade, and make your whole look feel tired. A basic piece in a solid, well-made fabric will age gracefully with you. In a minimalist wardrobe, those quiet, high-quality items are your best investment. They're the ones you reach for again and again. The mistake is keeping 3 or 4 low-quality versions of the same basic, instead of 1 or 2 good ones. You don't need 5 similar garments that all feel okay. You need a small number that feel right every time you put them on. Minimalism is about editing, not settling. If a piece looks worn out, scratchy, or flimsy, it doesn't belong in a refined, reduced wardrobe. When downsizing, run a simple test. Ask yourself, if I had to wear this once a week for the next year, would I be proud of how it looks and feels? If the answer is no, it goes. If the answer is yes, that's a piece to protect. In a minimalist wardrobe, basics are not an afterthought. They are the foundation of your style and your presence. Killing variety by killing texture. Another silent mistake men make when building a minimalist wardrobe is removing all texture. They think, I'll keep only the smooth, simple pieces so everything matches. The problem is, a closet full of flat, lifeless fabrics makes you look flat and lifeless too. Especially after 50, when your face has more character, your clothes need a bit of character to balance it. Texture is how you add interest without screaming for attention. In a minimalist wardrobe, texture replaces loud patterns. Instead of wild prints, you use subtle differences in fabric to create depth. Think about the difference between a smooth surface and a slightly brushed one, or a matte finish versus a gentle sheen. Those shifts are barely visible across the room, but they make a huge impact up close. They make your outfits feel rich, even if the color palette stays very simple. The mistake is throwing out anything with texture because it doesn't feel clean enough. Men keep only the most basic, flat pieces and lose that quiet variety that makes a small wardrobe work. Then they feel bored, and the temptation to buy something loud and trendy creeps back in. Minimalism is not about stripping away personality. It's about expressing it in a more refined way. When you downsize, keep a mix of textures within your controlled color palette. Hold on to the piece that has a subtle weave, a soft surface, or a slightly different finish. These are the items that keep your minimalist wardrobe from feeling sterile. They let you dress in all neutrals and still look intentional, modern, and strong. Texture is the grown man's way of staying interesting without trying too hard. Overlooking lifestyle reality. A minimalist wardrobe must match your real life, not your fantasy life. One of the biggest mistakes men over 50 make is building a tiny, perfect wardrobe for a life they don't actually live. They keep too many formal pieces because they used to wear them. Or they keep only ultra-casual items because they've mentally retired from caring. Either way, the wardrobe doesn't serve the man. It serves an idea. When you downsize, you need to be brutally honest. How many days are you dressing smart casual? How many days are truly formal? How many days are relaxed, but you still want to look sharp? Your minimalist wardrobe should be built around the most common version of your life, not the rarest. That's how you get maximum value from fewer pieces. The mistake is keeping just-in-case items that never get worn. You hold on to garments for a life you lived 10 years ago, or a life you think you might live someday. Meanwhile, the clothes you actually need with clean, modern, everyday pieces that make you look put together are missing. Minimalism punishes fantasy. It rewards clarity. When you're deciding what to keep, picture an average week, not your best or worst. Ask, does this piece earn its space in that week? If it doesn't, it's clutter. If it does, it belongs in your minimalist wardrobe. The goal is not to own the most impressive clothes. It's to own the right clothes for the man you are now. Throwing out your signature. The final and most painful mistake is this: in the rush to go minimalist, many men throw out the few pieces that actually gave them a signature. They strip the wardrobe so hard that everything becomes generic. Yes, it's clean. Yes, it matches. But it could belong to any man. There's nothing that says, "This is me." At 50, 60, 70, you've earned the right to have a clear identity. Your wardrobe should reflect that. Minimalism is not the enemy of personality. It's the filter. It helps you remove the noise so your true style can stand out. That might be a certain color you wear better than anyone else. It might be a particular type of jacket, a certain texture, or a consistent way you put outfits together. Whatever it is, your job when downsizing is to protect that signature, not erase it. The mistake is treating every piece the same. You do a blind purge, throw half your closet into bags, and only later realize you got rid of the garments that made you feel most like yourself. In a small wardrobe, those signature items are gold. They're the reason your outfits look intentional instead of generic. They're what stop minimalism from turning into uniformity. When you edit your wardrobe, ask, which pieces do I reach for when I want to feel my best? Those are almost always the ones you should keep. Build around them. Support them with simple, versatile items that let them shine. A minimalist wardrobe is not about becoming less of yourself. It's about cutting everything that isn't you, so what remains is clear, strong, and unmistakably yours. Downsizing your wardrobe after 50 is powerful when you do it right. You remove noise, you gain clarity, and you make getting dressed simple again. But minimalism only works if you protect the right pieces, your